One. Hello everyone and welcome to Nexus Commentaries. Tonight we have a very special match. We have Yikes S tier versus BBW Heroic Division Team Place number 1 versus Team Place number 2. And joining me for this is Fun Buns. Fun Buns, you want to say hi?
Hello.
So, we went into the coin flip and Yikes called it and they got it and they chose to have Matt pick. So that gave the first pick over to BBW. Yikes banned out Volskaya and Towers of Doom. And BBW banned out Sky Temple and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And that allowed Yikes S tier to pick up Dragonshire, a top map pick for both teams in fact. So they both should be well practiced on this map and have something prepared. When you go to this map, Fun Buns, what do you look for?
When I see this map, what really defines teams is going to be how they control the map. A lot of teams will either go for the bot control and just focus on winning 4-man, or they'll pick a gank heavy comp and try to play around that solo lane pick off or ganking mid lane.
Yeah. Of note here, I personally think it's great when people pick Gazlo and actually stick him in the bottom lane, as his turns, if you set them behind the bottom objective, can reach majority of that objective, and people have to walk around to the backside to clear them out.
Gazlo used to be one of my top played heroes, and I completely agree with you. The amount of control Gazlo gives you bot lane, I personally felt like D-Shire was one of his best maps just because of his bot control.
A lot of people tend to send him top. He does okay top lane. He's not terrible up there, but I thought it was always unique when you got to play him in that bottom lane, especially.
Yeah, it's really good.
We could also see Rexar picked up here, or as he likes to dominate that top lane a lot. How do you feel about Rexar right now?
Rexar is not bad. The problem with Rexar is you gotta find a player that can play it, which Heck Boozled actually does play a lot of Rexar, so we might see that here.
Yeah, I know John Knight, I believe, is favoring the Urel right now in a lot of his matchups, so that might be what he goes in for on this game.
Yeah, I think the matchup between Urel and Rexar, it can go either way. It kind of depends on Urel's team though, because if you can gank Rexar, he could just get completely shut down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another fun option is you can just go Twin Blade variant and just box Misha, and that's how you keep Rexar out, because Rexar won't walk up to fight a Twin Blade by himself at any point.
Yeah, I can see the Twin Blades working. I haven't seen it too much recently, but we never know what these teams will pull out.
Yeah, especially with so much on the line, the rights to position 1 in Heroic Division as of right now, with not much time left on the season.
And it's not just the seeding that'll be affected, it's also bragging rights, because I know both these teams regularly scrim together, and they're pretty close.
If they scrim it together, then a lot of times they have to pick out something that you don't normally see to throw off their scrim partner. Both teams are getting ready for the draft here. It should start at any second, and there it is. Nice. I didn't check to make sure the teams are on the right side. Guessing they are? Yeah, alright. So going into this, what would you look for in your bans right
now? In Heroic, they tend to be very simple. Just going to be the new Brack bans, the Ana bans. Sometimes you see a Target Garrosh ban, I've noticed. Might see also just a Hanzo ban. I know both teams have really good Hanzo players.
Do you think we'll see a Junkrat banned out against Yikes S tier here?
If they do, it'd be for sure a target ban. I know Yikes S tier, who is it? I think iProbu, right?
I think so. Yeah, they're 6-0 with their Junkrat right now, which is why I bring that up. As BBW,
there's the Garrosh target ban.
Yeah, and BBW also banning out the Abathur here. Good for soaking, good to try to get that XP in. It can take a really long time to get the objective on this map, and there's the Zeratul also looking at that late game comps coming out. And Lucio banned out by Yikes S tier here.
I don't know what they first pick. I think it's the Ana first pick.
I agree. Ana's still super good. Even with, they decide for the new Brack instead, favoring the Cocoon over the Grenade heals.
Okay. So Yikes S tier, they need to get like a new Brad killer, and there's the ETC.
And
they also
Junkrat.
pick up Junkrat.
Junkrat, definitely a top pick for them. Undefeated with the Junkrat so far. We'll see if BBW can be the first one to take a win against it.
Did you think Yikes was trying to take the Junkrat from BBW?
No, Yikes is the one that plays it.
Oh, okay.
Yikes is 6-0. Yikes is 6-0 on it. It's a question of whether or not BBW will be the first team to take it down. There's Falstead Charonda picked up for them on BBW. Falstead, a lot of times you end up seeing him play the mid and then fly top for ganks every so often. At least that's how I tend to see him be played on this map in the current meta.
Yeah, I think Yikes X tier is gonna ban a ranged DPS here, just because BBW really needs that like really big damage with the Falstad.
It'd be a Jaina ban out for the there it is. Yep, called it. The wave clear option from Jaina, as well as the option to blow people up if you go bring a frost or track them down with water elemental.
Yeah, Jaina's just really strong hero right now. Just insane wave clear, insane camp clear. She's just all around really strong hero.
Also of note, ETC, when Yikes S tier has played it 5 times so far, and they're 5-0 on their ETC. So they actually have 2 characters they have yet to lose with that they've picked up.
Yeah, it'd be really big if BBW could pull a win off here.
Yeah, Chen gets banned out by BBW. Very good. We've seen him picked up a couple times recently. Lunar picked up by Jet. I think they're 2-0 on Lunar. It's not as many games played, but it's also one they've been pulling a lot of W's out with. And the Anduin for their healer.
Yeah, the Lunar pick is interesting because they already have the Junkrat for the other range DPS. So they're going to have really low blow up, but the amount of poke they can do, I don't think Toronto will be able to handle it if it's too long.
If they go into the level 7 talent on Lunar to do 100% extra damage on her Q if they already have a stack of passive, she can get some burst in there, but you give up Splintering Spear, and it's just a matter of what you actually want here. You have Greymane and Imperius picked up on the side of BBW. Imperius still a very strong solo laner. Greymane, after his buffs, just, I believe he's sitting at like the #1 assassin pick for a lot of different tournaments right now.
Greymane, he's just a really comfort pick, to be honest. He's been around in the meta for a really long time. And John Knight, gonna go with that Urel again. Saw that coming.
He does favor it quite heavily right now. If you had to pick a team that you felt, based on the draft purely, that would take it right now, who would you pick?
I have to go with Yikes S tier. They're all on their comfort heroes. They're all ready to go and confident.
Yeah, I'll take the opposite side. I think BBW has a pretty solid draft here. I always just like to pick the opposite one just to cause controversy.
Oh, I got you.
On the left side for Yikes S tier, we have John Knight 1 on the Urel, Mason Blaze on that Junkrat, Jet playing Lunara, Shredded, Oof on the ETC, and Cubico on the Anduin.
And on the right side, we're going to have iProbu on Taronda, Heck Boozled on Imperius, BBW Hashmer on Anubrag, BBW Kenchi on Greymane, and Call Me on Falstad.
You left off the initials on that one.
Yeah, I got tired of saying BBW.
Do you think we'll see any interesting talent picks up here? Maybe a Holy Word Salvation from Anduin or something?
Do
you think
you might see Holy Word? I think the more interesting ult is Heck Boozled prefers to go with the I believe it's called Armlet, the one where Imperius just lifts you in the air and pulls you back.
Yeah.
So we might see that at level 10. I expect it to be Gust. Could be the Shock and Awe, but we'll see.
We have Dauntless picked up by the Urel. Is that what he normally picks up? I have to admit I'm not as...
No, that's actually... I've never seen that Tom before, so we'll see how it goes. The 50 armor is not bad into the Greymane and Falstad, but you give up a lot of sustain.
I know you pick it up when you're facing Twin Blades. That's as much as I know about that talent. As both teams are going to clash here in the middle, ETC gets stunned out, but the Toronto stun isn't quite there to follow up as he's going to start getting healed up by the Anduin. Neither team really looking to hard commit just yet as they're trying to scale up. for both teams. Just gonna poke back and forth a little bit. ETC and Anduin getting stunned by the Imperius, but then the counter stun coming out from Urel to knock them out of it. Good job on John Knight's part there to interrupt that before there was much follow-up, as both teams are going to start rotating to the bottom lane. Anduin goes for the root on Nubrak, but isn't quite able to secure it. But the Junkrat Mine is going to knock the false set away as a Nubrak goes in and stuns out Junkrat and Nubrak. Nubrak stunning out Junkrat and Anduin. Both teams still just looking to start rotations.
Yeah, they're just scuffling back and forth, trying to get that rotation advantage.
Urel Lunara is on top of this Greymane, is going to be able to stun him out. He's getting pretty low here. He's going to end up following as his healer was trailing too far behind. But John Knight going to fall as he tanked the tower too much, and so does Jet. Both teams unable to quite secure being able to soak that much tower shots just yet. Do you think that was worth it?
No, 2 for 1. I don't believe it's worth it. The towers are just way too much damage for them to handle.
You see Anduin auto-attack the siege camp here. It looks like he's going to go ahead and start that while Shredded on the ETC is going to soak the bottom lane for them. You're all going to sit mid, as Junkrat's actually their top laner right now against the Imperius. They're going to swap out here for it.
Looks like both teams are just going to trade camps. Just keep matching each other. Nothing too crazy going on. Might see a bot scuffle here pretty soon.
Top lane, we have the Falsa who got rooted by the Junkrat. He's up there. John Knight shouldn't know that because of the vision provided by that, but he's still fighting into it a little bit. He's about quarter health right now. He's taking a lot of damage. He's at 260 right now, 215, as he continues to try to jump away. 167, and he's going to get out of that just fine, as Junkrat's going to rotate up now. Bottom lane, we have the Siege Camp against Siege Camp here, but BBW is sitting comfortably ahead in that lane, as Greymane is going to start the Bruiser camp here while John Knight's going back up. He's looking for some help from Mason on this Junkrat.
Yeah, BBW is just running around trying to rotate, get picks where they can, and they're doing pretty well with the whole map control here, and we have Greymane doing bot camp.
Dude, he's getting pretty low. He might need to be careful if he gets sniffed out. He could potentially get blown up, but Anubrak's going down there and help him while ETC takes that objective. Top lane still trading back and forth pretty comfortably, as Mason is still looking around for that Junkrat gank on that.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing the Junkrat mid-top rotation, where he just clears mid, comes up the top. And the BBW is actually pushing in here a bit, trying to get that shrine control.
And both teams trading back and forth again. Junkrat's going to be able to keep the false set from being able to cap it for a little bit. You're all top lanes trying to interact with this Imperius still. Neither one really heavily committing to the objective on either team. Falsa getting rooted by the Junkrat there in mid. It's going to take a couple of Qs to the face, and he'll back out as well. As Lunar is going to be able to start auto-attacking the Anubrak, but he'll barrel away. He'll be okay.
Yeah, not too much going on the map right now. Looks like between Imperius and Urel, Imperius seems pretty favored in that matchup, so we'll see if BBW ever loses top here soon.
We do have Lunara and Junkrat taking the Bruiser camp to help out Urel in the top lane, as Hackwaboozle is going to get stunned out by Urel as they're trading back and forth in this top objective again. Falsa's almost here though. John Knight needs to be careful, but he should have some jumps and some heals available. He's able to jump across, but he's going to get stunned by Imperius across the wall. He's down to a quarter HP again. He's getting stunned, but he's underneath the spell armor, 400 health, and he's going to get out of that as well, as bottom is about to start scuffling here as ETC gets stunned by the Tyrande. They're going to be able to cap this just fine.
You, the John Knight Urel. You just can't be killed no matter what. He's making a lot of space for his team here.
He is. He took one of my favorite talents, which is Righteous Momentum. I think it's a fun ARAM talent for sure. Greymane's getting the Bruiser camp now for BBW in the top lane. Still have the one from Yikes pushing up here, so both top laners are about half health, but Urel able to heal up a little bit better there, as Toronto's going to go in and cap the bottom. They're going to trade that back and forth again.
Yeah, with the Bruiser camp, BBW should be able to just control top, and they might use that opportunity to take a DK here.
Yikes, instead of opting to steal the siege camp in a pretty aggressive play, they didn't really have vision of too much there on the map. But we have Imperius capping top for them. Falsa getting rooted and then stunned by the ETC. He's going to fall down here pretty low, and he will die to the Junkrat mine that was sitting in front of the gate to keep him from going back. Meanwhile, Lunar was just free pushing bottom and took about half a tower there.
Yeah, so Yikes S tier, they either go for DK or they just camp, and it looks like they're just gonna go for the camps here. Try to get that macro pressure out.
Full lightning build coming out from the fall side. Was that the build you were expecting to see?
Yeah, it's been pretty meta for a while. It's either full W build, or you take auto attack 4 wave clear 7.
Lunar getting stunned out here by the Trana and then by the Anubrak combo, but still surviving with enough health for the Anduin to heal him up. Mason also taking a little bit of damage, but he's alright as well. Neither team quite committing to a kill there, as instead they kill John Knight in the top lane with a gank from Falstead.
Yeah, BBW is just looking to gank that Riel no matter what. Even after 2 failed attempts, they go back up there, and you know, 3rd time's the charm, I guess, when it comes to John Knight.
We do have 10s picked up in favor of Yikes. As Mosh Pit's actually going to go out on 2 of them, and the Leaping Strike going to finish them off, it looks like. We have 1 down. iProbu's going to have to heal himself up there on the Tyrande. And that's Greymane down. We didn't even have a chance to say what the talents were. Leaping Strike, Mosh, which we've already seen. Sacred Ground picked up by Urel. Riptire and Light Bomb, as Imperius and Urel are trading again, because they're just like hitting each other in the face. 10's also picked up for BBW in the meantime. They've picked up Cocoon. They did pick up the Gust. They did pick up Wrath here, which is the talent you were talking about earlier, about him stealing someone away for a potential pickoff. Go for the Throat and Starfall picked up as well. As both teams are fighting for this bottom bruiser, we have Light Bomb and everything else starting to come out here as the Gust comes out as well. That's going to secure the camp in favor of BBW, but Lunara got separated by that Gust. She's going to fall here. iProbu has to heal himself up a little bit. Meanwhile, Greymane is still chasing down, but he's going to get Junkrat mined across the wall here. He's sitting behind the fort. He's going to try to get his way out, but he's going to end up falling as well, it looks like, as he has to dive into the ETC there.
Yeah, the very messy fights.
Nurak getting stunned out here as well. He's down to 220 health. He got down to 25 health, and he's going to walk away potentially if he can get past the... He's at 300 health now. He's alright. He's going to get out with 25 health at one point.
It was very close for Nurak. Barely got away there. And looks like John Knight's trying to win off top. So we're going to see a cap from Yikes here pretty soon.
We have Lunara and Falstead going there. He's going to run away with the hammer movement speed as he gets hit by a lot of abilities here. We actually have Anduin here too. We actually have 4 people for Yikes up here going on to this Imperius. He's already at half health. He's going to go fall down as Gus comes out again, but the ETC getting the power slide off on the Falstead. He's then going to get Junkrat mined, and then he's going to get out as well. Meanwhile, Anubrak sitting bottom is going to cap that up for his team. Urel's going to take top, and no one's going to have a dragon just yet.
Yeah, Yikes X tier, they're gonna start moving down here, try to get that mid bot control, see if they can cap a DK with Imperius down, but Imperius will be up very soon, so it's gonna be back to 5v5.
So, Junkrat and Lunar picking up the top siege camp, meanwhile Greymane is taking the siege camp for PBW, as both teams are looking to potentially go for a cap here on Yikes. He's gonna get stunned out by the Tyrande there as Jet. John Knight running down with this hammer out, ready to go. He's going to stun the Imperius as Lunar's going to start auto-attacking. Imperius is trying for the grab but misses it, but Lunar's Leaping Strike does not miss as he's down to 300 health and he's going to tick down all the way there. Meanwhile, we have ETC hitting this Falstead with the power slide and then the W. He's at half and half, but he's about to fall under tower. He does get saved a little bit by Anubrak getting stunned by the Urel there. Falstead is about to fly top. He's going to try to cap before the Anduin can stop. Anduin gets interrupted by the Anubrak, and that means he's not going to have enough time before Falstead's able to finish, but he's going to get stunned out by the Tyrande as a safe matter. As Tyrande is forced to pop Starfall to slow out Yikes before he gets caught out himself.
Yeah, S tier just couldn't quite cap that with the Tyrande and Anubrak stalls. Very well played by BBW.
3v2 in the top lane. Yeah, no one quite going to fall yet as Mason's rotating up on this Junkrat here. We'll see if anything comes of it as BBW looks to rotate away potentially. All 5 members of BBW in the top half, and meanwhile ETC for Yikes is sitting in the bottom. So we do have a 4v5 potential as they instead decide to go for their camp while ETC looks to rotate up. He's going to get stunned by the Nubrak twice here, but there's no follow-up damage. As instead he's going to get turned on by the power slide. There's the Light Bomb as well. It's going to hit Imperius as the Riptire is going to look to finish off the Nubrak. He's going to have his shield available here. Gus coming out as well. He's down to 30 health and will take to death from the Lunara as now it's a 4v5. Urel getting picked up by Imperius underneath the towers. We meanwhile have Mosh Pit going out on Greymane and Charonda as Light Guards is coming out from the Urel. And meanwhile, Charonda falls. Greymane falls underneath that Mosh Pit. 500 health on the ETC. He had just enough health to make sure he could survive there with the help of Anduin. Meanwhile, the Siege Camp from BBW is going to finish off this bottom fort. It looks like, yes, it's gone. Meanwhile, the Dragon is picked up by Yikes here. They put ETC in it as they look to kill off the false head. As he tries to cap bottom, he's going to get stunned. He's going to get double leaping strike. He's going to roll across right into the Junkrat, and then he's going to fall as ETC starts pushing up with this Dragon.
Yeah, Yikes S tier. They're going to look to either get mid bot for it, or with the false stat kill, they might just go bot for it and then look to go in at that bot keep to get some catapults or more catapults going.
60% health left on this Dragon as he kicks Imperius quite a ways away from his team. He needs to be careful here as he's trying to fight this Lunar. He's able to leaping strike. He gets rooted by the Junkrat, but he's going to be able to get out just fine here as the Dragon Knight has 21% health and 20 seconds left on it. Meanwhile, Urel is soaking mid lane. Voss is looking to fly somewhere. Yep, he's channeling. He's going to fly top, try to get XP. We do have a pause coming out here. Ooh.
Oh.
We have a two level lead going over to Yikes right now. What's going through your head if you're on BBW right now?
If you're on BBW, you're just trying to get 16 and find a fight before 20. You just can't let them get that 20 power spike before you're 16 because it's just too much talent leads.
This Lunar has had plenty of time to scale. She got to that 16, which is when she picks up that unfair advantage, and she really starts to get a lot more damage coming from her. Do you think that's going to be an issue for BBW, that this Lunar has been able to scale so well?
Yeah, Lunara and Junkrat both get really big power spikes at 16 with as far as damage output. Toronto's been actually doing really well, keeping up with the damage for the most part, but I think here going forward, she's just not going to be able to heal up all that poke damage.
Also of note, Greymane went Wizened Duelist and only has 2 stacks right now. He's died a couple times, or at least once. He hasn't died or that was the wrong person. He's died 4 times on the Greymane. Went Wizened Duelist, only has 2 stacks, so his extra scaling coming from that talent there at 7 is not going to be able to help him out that much.
Yeah, it's hard to keep the Wizened Duelist stacks because you're giving up the range, which having that range just it increases your safety a lot more than the Wizened Duelist. And I think that's Prowler at 13, correct?
Unfettered Assault. Unfettered Assault.
Oh, Unfettered?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been seeing that talent recently, and basically what it does is it increases your Q range, so you're a bit more mobile as far as like little dashes you can do, and then it gives it cooldown reduction as well. It just makes him. Hopefully, that'll make him a bit more survivable going forward, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, very interesting here. We had Charonda have some sound issues, and so she's left. So we're waiting for iProbe to come back. We still have 20% health on the Dragon Knight here, and 17 seconds left. Do you think they're just going to time that out, or do you think they'll try to take a mid tower here?
I think they're going to just walk up together as a team and try to take that mid fort, just because when you get that mid fort down, it really opens up the game to ganks, makes it a bit easier to push late game, and it just gives one less retreat spot for the other team.
Yeah. They're not actually moving as a group. Lunar's moving up safely, but Anduin and Junkrat look like they're going to head back to where their fort was and rotate up. So it's going to be a little bit to rotate the rest of their members there. But Urel is sitting there, and the wave is being pushed in by her in the mid, which may help there.
And it looks like Shredded gave us a bit of info that he has movers in his room moving his bed while he's playing this game right now. Do you think he's a bit distracted now, or?
Yep. He's trying to figure out how much pause time they have, as he's the one that actually ended up pausing the game. He's trying to figure out how much pause time. No one's called for the pause timer to start, so I haven't started it yet for anyone.
Hopefully we don't gotta be here until someone calls the pause timer.
Well,
But we'll
you
see.
call the pause timer, and then they have 10 minutes of pause time.
Oh no.
Alright, never mind. Shredded Mom's here. She's gonna handle the movers. They're ready to go. Soon. We don't actually have word whether or not Taranda's back yet.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna be waiting on Toronto for a bit. I believe he's just resetting.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's all he's doing.
I think so. Alright, so we are getting word that BBW is also ready, so we should be ready to go back in, and they're in fact counting down right now as we get ready. Well, they stopped at 2. There's the 1.
Oh.
Then the extra one's zone.
3 more guns?
Only ref? Oh. Shoot.
Oh.
My bad, I didn't realize they actually gave me ref. This is the first team that actually gave me the referee. Everyone else just left me on spectator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
yeah,
wasn't actually looking for it, as I don't actually look at the lobby screen that much. And they do walk in, but the dragon instantly falls. And Pierce is actually behind them. He's looking for potentially a pick-off here. As he's at half health already, he's getting stunned out. The Lunar unfair advantage doing quite a bit of work on him. Meanwhile, Greymane's also taking a bit of extra damage here from the Splendor Spear coming out. You're all looking to finish off Imperius, trying to show him who's boss after that top lane. But instead we have another pause coming out. They forgot that they didn't rejoin all the way. We actually have Tyrande and Falsa in the top lane.
Yeah, I think Toronto was a bot that whole time. That's why she just walked top randomly. Oh man, looks like didn't get that reconnect.
Yeah. Well, they did a countdown, so I didn't feel like I needed to do one too. So, do you also have referee, or is it just me?
No, I'm not in the game right now. I'm watching through a screen share.
That's right. I knew that. I don't know. Oh, I thought that. Yeah. Pierce blaming me for his death. I'll take credit for it. My bad. My bad, Heck Boozled. That one's on me. Minus 1 to your death counter.
Yeah, that's true. You still feeling BBW can come back here?
It's never over until the core hits 0. They do have a potential win condition in the bot lane, as they've already taken a fort, so they just need to keep there. So that's pretty even there. Still down 16s by about half a level, a little over half a level. They have 2 people top trying to push in there. It's not over yet.
Looks like we got it ready.
All right. And I forgot to actually reveal the game there, as Imperius does fall off there. So
yeah, with that pick, Yikes S tier is gonna look to push in either mid or bot here. Probably bot lane with that camp. They just finish it off.
Yeah, looks like it. In fact, there's only 2 people here for Yikes, as there's 3 for BBW, but they have rotations potentially coming in, as it was their tanks there. They're gonna be able to secure that camp. And then
Yikes S tier. That was actually really greedy by their part, but BBW was just too scared to engage with without their 16 talents.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Falsa was able to bribe Yikes' bruiser camp up here. He's trying to take the top fort so the extra passive XP gets matched up across the map here. As Yikes looks to push in with the bruiser camp here, as they're going to take 1 tower here and the gate, looking to take the second one. And Pierce is back here now. Gonna take that one. There's a 2-man stun coming out from him, but meanwhile, Light Bomb coming out. Power Slide bringing that right to a Nubrak, but there's not quite enough range there to follow up on it. Nubrak dives in now. He gets 1, but then ATC gets pulled out. Meanwhile, Imperius stunning out 2 again. Riptire comes out from the Junkrat. He's gonna hit just Imperius. Maybe he hit another one, but Imperius is gonna fall here as well. This keeps at about half health, but they're out of minions as they get stunned out by the Nubrak again. Then the Greymane jumps in. He's getting kind of low here. He needs to be careful, but he's going to be fine because there's not enough. The Gust coming out, blowing them back in. Greymane's going to fall to Lunar. She's just going to go ahead and commit to that as Jun Knight's tanking the tower right now. Falsa's going to fall down as well, as he was stuck behind Yikes is there. And that's going to be this keep going down.
Is that the game?
It might be, as they've been saving these death timers.
I think they're going for it.
Looks like it. They're still a level away from 20, but death timers still have 20 seconds left on Greymane and Falstead. as they're pushing this down. 80% left on it. And Nubarak and Tron are trying their best to interrupt here. Imperius is back alive. Cocoon going out on Lunar, but her dot damage is still ticking. John Knight's going to hit that a little bit. Mason getting pretty low as well. He's going to start getting healed up here. Light Bomb out on him as he's going to go ahead and stun the ETC. And that's going to be game 1 going over to Yikes.
Yeah, it looks like we have a 7-0 Junkrat now. So well done by Yikes S here.
As
It
well,
was as expected.
as well as a 6-0 on the ETC. Look at these stats here. Lunar is topping hero damage by 7,000, almost 6k. Meanwhile, Junkrat was topping the siege damage there by 20-ish. Top XP going over to the false side with using that global, especially in that mid to late game there. ETC tanking the most damage without any deaths, so good job to him being able to eat all that damage. Imperius topping hero damage for his team, in fact.
And the Onduin also had a really nice heals that game, and the traits were really good for saving from the Nubarak dive here.
Yes. If you're BBW, are you looking to take map pick, or are you looking to take first pick here going into the game 2?
I mean, looking at these teams, I feel they're very evenly matched. They play the same maps most of the time. I think BBW should just opt for a first pick, just because it makes drafting a bit easier. You get your power picks, your comforts.
Yeah, definitely would be nice for them to be able to pick up some of those comfort picks early on, see what the bans are, and just kind of relax a little bit, try to get on things that they're really comfortable on. You know, want to snuggle up with a nice blanket by a fire with your hero of choice. Which map would you pick though if you took if you ended up with map pick? If you're either team and you take map pick, really, where would you be looking to go right now?
Was Infernal banned or no? I feel like
no.
they'd go for Inferno.
We end up going to Braxis instead.
Axis.
So what do you look for when you're on Braxis here?
I'm gonna be honest. Haven't played Braxis in a very long time, but back in the day, you would run the standard quote unquote would be actually a 1-3-1. So you'd have one person that can hold bottom, like solo wave clear, and then one person, usually like a tanky solo in the top lane, and then you have a 3-man roam back and forth, taking camps and ganking.
Mm-hmm. You also see a standard 1 top 4 bot has also been played quite a bit on this map. Also a Cho'Gall map. Do you think we'll see Cho'Gall here?
Maybe. Is this a good Cho'Gall map?
Yeah. He's able to sit in the bottom lane with a healer and one other person and just kind of eventually outvalue your opponents with the vision and the bombs and everything else. He's got good poke, good siege. It's really hard to kill him in the early game because he's so close to his fort and the wall. There's extra globes to heal him up.
Yeah.
It's considered,
Yeah,
I think, his
I can
best
see that
map.
happen. Oh, I never knew that. That's interesting. I guess he's just like a unkillable ranged poke.
Yeah. Can also act as your main tank there.
Yeah.
Could also see Sylvanas is sometimes picked up to try to snowball the objective. Ragnaros is sometimes picked up to clear the objective. Phoenix is sometimes picked or banned pretty early. Planet Cracker clearing the wave. Do you think we'll see that come out?
If it's up, I would expect one of the teams to pick up Phoenix. He's just such a powerhouse on this team. Is 1v1, one of the best in the game, and then just that Planet Cracker wave clear for the Zerg wave is very strong on this map.
We could see a Jaina ban again. Gul'dan sometimes a good play. Do you think anyone would run like a double support Gul'dan on this map?
Probably not double support, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Gul'dan. His wave clear really good on this map. His poke.
Alright. A little bit of panic there for a second as they called for not starting it, but ended up being started and they're saying it's okay. Band's about to come out. So you mentioned, there's the Garrosh band coming out from, they swapped sides, so that was actually Yikes S tier getting the first pick, which means that BBW chose this map.
They swapped sides on us.
Yeah, I already swapped the UI. I caught it while we were still in the lobby.
You
Zerto
think
being banned out
BBW
again.
bans the Phoenix? Oh, Zer. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that.
Yeah, still super strong hero, especially in the late game with his 20s still pretty good. His 16s are still pretty good. VP still very good ult. We're waiting to see what the second ban from Yikes is here. It is going to be Lucio again. BBW does have Lucio as one of their top healers here. They're actually 3-1 on the Lucio, which is why we keep seeing that banned out from them. There's the Anubarak.
Has to be a target ban, I think.
The Lucio?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one
I'm
of
pretty sure it's a target ban.
Yeah, BBW is 3-1 on it. It's one of their top 3 heroes that they've played.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And it is
What did they first pick here?
It's the Phoenix that we were talking about.
Oh, nice.
Going over to
Yeah,
Mason
Phoenix
Blaze.
was very good.
Yeah, since Mason
And
Blaze
I know,
since Mason Blaze is playing it, we can expect not a Junkrat, though we do have the Ana picked up for BBW, as long as the Alarak.
yeah, Ana Alarak is pretty scary. Alarak actually counters Phoenix too, just because it's so hard to dodge the combo with that big of a hitbox.
And the blink time takes too long for him to dodge the Discord Strike after being telekinesis. Also coming into play there.
Yeah,
Next 2 picks.
looks like Yikes is gonna pick up Murden and of course the Euro.
We're all going over to Jedi Knight. I believe that actually makes it. I believe that makes the Charon or the Ural now more played than their Charonda. So Ural, I believe, with this game will end up being one of their top 3 most played heroes for Yikes S tier.
Yeah, we'll see if he can keep the wins up too.
He's I don't remember writing it down. He wasn't 100% on it, I don't think. And when being banned out by BBW, don't want to give that over to Yikes again for that root and healing and the pool to save the Murden if he dives too deep, or John Knight if he dives too deep.
Yeah, the Onduin was really nice the last game, and I'd say it'd be really strong here just for saving people from the deadly Alarak combo.
ETC banned out by Yikes S tier. We have seen ETC slowly climbing up the tier list for tanks quite a bit recently. This still leaves Diablo open, as the points are kind of tightly packed if you want to pick him up for that.
Yeah, ETC, he's been doing pretty good recently. He's just been slowly getting buffs, so I'm not too surprised, especially after last game that the Yikes banned it.
Gul'dan and Thrall picked up for BBW. Thrall is one of the top picks for BBW so far. They're only 2-2 on him, so only a 50% win rate, so this is going to be his make it or break it game for the Thrall for BBW. And the Gul'dan for that extra wave clear. We have yet to see the tank from BBW. You think they're going to run a tankless comp, and that's why it looks like they don't have their tank yet?
I'd be surprised if they ran tankless. I think they're just trying to see what the other team picks before locking their tank to be 100% sure.
And we have the Deckard Chromie picked up for Yikes S tier. Chromie, very good poke. A lot of damage coming from them from the Phoenix and Chromie. The Slowing Sands plus the Salvo coming out from Phoenix. So it's more likely the Planet Cracker to clear the wave. But that could be a good combo coming from them, as well as the Deckard Slow, as well as his root. And then if they get to 20, the Infinite Pods. But you actually have Mal'Ganis being picked up by BBW here. How do you feel about the drafts?
I think the Mal'Ganis is surprising. I haven't seen that hero recently. I personally feel... I think BBW has a shot here. Like, I think the Mal'Ganis will surprise them, and the Alarak combos would be really strong here.
Mal'Ganis, I have seen one Mal'Ganis recently also in Heroic Division. On BOE, it was picked up, and it did pretty well. Playing
Yeah, did they end up winning that game?
Yes, they did actually. It was a 2-0 series. Gul'dan's gonna get played by Hashmir, Heck Boozled on the Alarak, Kishi on the Ana, iProbe you playing the Thrall, and Call Me playing the Mal'Ganis.
And on the right side, we're going to have Yikes S tier with Jet on the Chromie, Mason Blaze on Phoenix, Cubico on the Deckard, John Knight 1, of course, on the Urel, and Shredded Oof on the Muradin. As we load in here, do you think it's just going to be 1-4 by both sides here?
It could be. It could be. Of note, wasn't iProBU the soul laner last game? Or no, Heckleboozled was. Heckleboozled was the soul laner last game, so it's a little interesting. Are we gonna see Ulrich in the soul? It looks like he's going to the 4-man. So it looks like they swapped him out of the soul lane, and they're gonna put iProBU on the Thrall up there.
Yeah, BBW just doing a casual role swap in the middle of a series. We'll see if it works out here.
Perfect Storm picked up for the Muradin. Good talent, scales pretty well on damage later on, giving up third wind for it.
Yeah, and Gul'dan went for the corruption stacking talent, so it takes a bit to stack up, but once you do, the damage, the dots, man, there's a lot of dots.
Murd and Ulrich are going to sit in the same bush, and Muradin's going to stun out the Ulrich. There's a corruption is already up to 4 stacks as he hits both Muradin and Chromie with 2 shots apiece there. Going out from him. Top lane hasn't even crashed yet.
Yeah, just a bit of poking going on the bot lane. I think top lane is Urel favored here until level 7, though. Then Thrall can win top.
Big slow coming out on 2 of them as Gul'dan's already out of mana and health. He can't really afford to tap. He's at 70 health. He's going to get healed up below it. 19 health. He's going to fall down to the Muradin Q. Discord Strike missing from the Ulrich. That's the second Discord Strike he's missed already from the telekinesis setup that he does for it.
Yeah, Chromie's up to 6 stacks, so just keeping up with all the talents, and we have Gul'dan already at 5 stacks and 3 stacks on the Thrall.
Muradin jump getting interrupted. He's going to get pulled back, and then Discord Strike Lightning, but it's still a Muradin at the end of the day. He still has the Deckard behind him. That is a stun, and both Chromie Qs hitting at the same frame, it looked like, as the time trap ran out on Mal'Ganis there. We actually have Phoenix up top with the Rel helping out get that siege camp pretty early on to try to get some extra push going up there. Well, BBW looks to take the bottom objective as soon as it spawns here.
I like that Yikes opted to go for the macro play rather than trying to win bot side. Should make Urel just win top side here.
Up to 10 stacks, a fourth of the way done on Echoed Corruption already. As Phoenix is still kind of hanging around this top side of the map here. Looking to push that in, making that a 2v1 up there, making this a 3v4 down here. Looking just to scale a little bit so for the Chromie stacks and trying to get maybe 10 potentially so that they can clear the wave pretty quickly here. Chromie's doing a pretty good job with her Qs, landing it pretty consistently. 19 stacks already on her for her. We now have a 2v2 top as Gul'dan heads up there. He's going to take the shields away from the Phoenix here, as that's going to finish ticking away. 4 picked up a little bit earlier by Yikes, but now that they know it's a 3v3 in the bottom lane, they look to get a little bit more aggressive down here. Same thing with Majesty. He goes in on the Deckard, stunning him up a little bit, and then walking away.
Yeah, that top camp for Yikes got lots of value there. Got a whole wall for free.
Mal'Ganis is still forced to keep going to the backline and try to put pressure on this Chromie. Otherwise, she's just sitting back there bombarding them over and over again. As Phoenix is now down here, it's a 4v3. Now it's a 4v4 as Gul'dan also shows up. Ulrich sitting here taking a little bit of damage, but not too much. He's not at risk just yet. And that objective is going to start ticking over for Yikes here a little bit as BBW does in fact step up here. Muradin forced to jump out as Phoenix decides to go for the Bruiser camp here, and they're just going for that macro play again, get a camp and then push in with it, see what ends up happening. It's going to get sniffed out by Call Me on the Mal'Ganis, but he's going to walk away. No, he's going to look to engage. He's going to kind of dance around with him a little bit. As they're going to fight over here instead of at the objective, that's sleep going out from him. Then he's going to use his armor there. As Urel also shows up from the John Knight. Ana getting rooted here, but it's the Gul'dan that everyone's trying to focus down, but Ana's being able to heal him quite decently, but he's going to fall down in the end as Chromie is putting out quite a bit of damage on his backside there. The camp is picked up for Yikes here, but they're still fighting as Ulrich's getting pretty low now too. He's going to get stunned out by the Muradin. He's jumped on. He's going to fall down to the Phoenix damage as Mal'Ganis and Ana are still trying to get away. Thrall's going to cap top to stop the ticking. Thrall's going to get, or Mal'Ganis is going to get hit by the Chromie time stop, and then she's not going to quite have the follow-up there to finish him off.
Yeah, so it looks like Control's going to go over to Yikes S tier for the moment with Mal'Ganis being down, or Alark being down, and they're going to just look to poke in here with this bot camp.
Very much so. They're going to get a tower here, and there goes the tower. Alright, a little bit delayed there. But BBW is going to step up, try to cancel the channel, but it's too late as the full objective is picked up in favor of Yikes Esports. And now they will have a massive push going top where they've already taken down that tower, where they've already started doing damage. Meanwhile, they only have to defend a tiny wave in the bot lane. They're actually going to send Phoenix up already, just saying Chromie, Deckard, Murden can finish clearing that against Alark, Ana, and Mal'Ganis. There's the root out on 2, but the sleep dart misses from Ana, but it doesn't matter. Mal'Ganis will put the Murden to sleep instead. That is actually Murden's built-in questline finished already, as the top lane fort is about to fall in favor of Yikes Esports. Or Yikes Esports. Yikes S tier.
Yeah. Yikes ends up getting a top 4 with that Zerg wave, so that's really nice. And the bot wave just got defended, shut down by Yikes S tier here.
Murden needs to be careful. He's getting pretty low here from the Mal'Ganis. He's going to get slept out, but Arx, all of his abilities are on cooldown, so you can't quite finish him off. As Gul'dan's going to finally start moving away from the top camp there, but all are getting rooted out by the Dahaka. He's already super low, 50 health, and he's gone. Murden's also down to 300 health. He's going to start healing up from the potions from Deckard, but Yrel shows up and stuns out the Mal'Ganis, who's then forced to stun out the rest of the team. But Thrall's there. He's going to finish off the Yrel. But iPro Beauty needs to be careful. He's going to fall down too as well, and that's going to reset his level 4 quest that he picked up. Mal'Ganis is super low. He's at 40 health. He's going to stun out a little bit, 50 health, and he's going to fall down as soon as Phoenix can get an auto attack on top of him.
Yeah, and checking the stacks again, sorry. Chromie already has 39 stacks, just needs one more, and actually completes it right here. So very fast stacking so far from Jet.
Very much so. Both teams sitting at, we have the same amount of perfect storm stacks as we have echoed corruption stacks.
Oh. Yeah, Gul'dan trying to stack it up. He's been having a tough time with all that Chromie poke, keeping his mana pool and health down.
As Yikes S tier here sniffs out the Bruiser camp. They're not able to show up in time to steal it, but they're gonna maybe look to poke a little bit as Murden gets put to sleep. He's gonna start taking some damage here. He's gonna get silenced out. He's super low here, 300 health, and he's gonna start walking away. Phoenix loses all of his shields and about half of his actual health bar. He's going to get out too. Good peeling from John Knight there to make sure both his teammates get out, even though they took some damage. Giving away.
It was very, very risky invade. They could have just waited for 10s, but they all ended up going unpunished there. So
pick up 10s now. That's Sloop and Rooted, and then he's going to still get Avatar off on the Murden, so he's still staying pretty comfortable. Meanwhile, John Knight just walks into the middle of all of them, pops his ult to get the armor, and that's going to force him out. But Gul'dan gets caught out with the stun. He's inside the slowing stands. There's the Chromie damage coming out. He's down to 70 and then 80 health, and he's going to end up falling down as well. Mal'Ganis is going to put Yrel and Murden to sleep to make sure his team can get out. But Alark staying in the bush. If they sniff him out, he could potentially die. Never mind, they're going to walk away from that. Chromie's going to hit the boss with her Q, but nothing else is going to come of that. Objective beacons are now up and going, but they're going to Yikes is going to steal out this siege camp real quick before they go to the bot lane with 4, and John Knight on the Yrel is going to go cap top against the Thrall. That's going to start taking for them already as the root coming out, hitting 2 from Deckard, and this Mal'Ganis is getting super low. He's going to end up falling after he gets pushed to sleep by Deckard. Pretty lame story.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Yikes just keeps winning these fights. Like, BBW just needs to stabilize, get 10s, get the map back. Like, they're just having a hard time in these team fights here.
Planet Cracker was picked up by Phoenix, so if they ever lose an objective, they're going to be able to clear it pretty well. They're actually already up to 84% on this objective. If BBW doesn't find a way to stop the channel soon, they're going to end up losing their second objective, and it's down already. And this is going to push bottom lane where the fort is already at half health, and there's no wall there to protect it, as they finally pick up 10s on BBW. Carrion Swarm, Sundering, Nano Boost, Counter Strike, and Horrify. These are some pretty strong ults coming out from them. Do you think it'll be enough for them to start coming back in this game?
Yeah, Nano Boost on Alarak or Gul'dan is just really very powerful, and anybody dies from that. Like, I don't care if you're a Muradin, you're gonna die from that nano boost, Fortify or whatever.
Mal'Ganis taking a little bit of damage as he was off to the side to try to look for a pick off, but he's gonna be able to walk back, tap it up. Poke going out from the Chromie on the Ana a little bit. Slowing stands right in the gate as Discord Strike hits 2 there. Counter Strike going out, gonna hit the Muradin, but he's gonna get stunned. Well, he's still inside of the slowing stance. Sundering come out, interrupt the Deckers. It's a lazy story as Gul'dan does have the nano boost on top of him. It is the root going out from the Decker. It's gonna be a pretty good disengage from Yikes S tier, as they're still actually looking to come in here as they're able to get more damage onto the Mal'Ganis. And instead, the Planet Cracker goes out with the Sleepy Story Time. There's the Horrify going out, but it's not going to be enough to force John Knight out of his armor as Muradin's going to stun the Mal'Ganis, and Mal'Ganis is going to end up falling because of it. Decker rooting the Alarak again, and he's going to take some damage, but they're going to look to disengage again. Probably not turn around. 9 kills to 1 in favor of Yikes right now, as they look to do boss.
It seems like every fight is just Yikes. Yikes gets comboed or engaged, and they just kite, and then they just turn around and win. Like, I'm not sure what BBW needs to do to win these fights.
As Muradin looking to zone out a little bit, he's going to get Discord Striked here. He's going to be silenced, but it just doesn't matter because their team is going to pick up the boss. Decker is pretty low here in the back. He's not quite backing just yet. It looks like he's going to go tap in that middle fountain, as BBW looks to clear off the boss a little bit.
Yeah, Yikes didn't go for the boss push. They just want to get camps. Never mind, they're actually heading to the boss here, maybe looking for a fight.
Muradin's going to jump out. He's going to miss his stun though, but he is going to get put to sleep by the Mal'Ganis. He's then going to get knocked back by the Urel. He's out there pretty far, but he does have the Carrion Storm available. He's going to go ahead and pop it, but he gets stunned right before he goes off, so that's going to go on the short cooldown here, and then he's going to get damaged quite a bit. He's down to 190 health, but he's alright. Gul'dan tanking so he can eat the Chromie Q so he can survive. Good play by Hashmir there to tank out the Chromie so that way his tank can survive, be able to be back into this fight a little bit sooner as iProView takes 3 Chromie Qs to the face.
Yeah, BBW should be able to just clear up these lanes here. They lost the wall, but they were able to hold on to the keep, and Yikes gonna go for some cams here.
Yeah, BBW looking to engage on this. They're actually going to get hit by the Chromie time traps as Mal'Ganis is in there by himself again, but the Discord Strike going out on both the tanks from Yikes. That is the fear going to force John Knight out of his armor. He's down to 200 health, 140 health, and he's gone. Meanwhile, Muradin's still getting zoned out by the Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis is going to get rooped by the Deckard. Muradin's going to jump into the Mal'Ganis, not realizing he was still there, but he's going to be closer to Deckard so he can get the heals, and that's going to force Mal'Ganis to back off. iProView going to cap the bottom objective. Gul'dan going to look to cap that top one, and they're going to start taking the objective in favor of BBW.
Very nice fight by BBW. It looks like they were just able to keep up with Yikes S here this time and just finish off those kills a lot faster. Now they're going to start getting the objective and maybe look for some camps here.
Yikes is going to cap the top one here, stop the countering. They did get 40%. This kind of gives them a hint where they were. They do ping it out, but it was too late. They already capped it. Call me on this. Mal'Ganis playing aggressive again, looking to potentially get some sleep. So he gets the Muradin, but this leaves the Alarak behind. He's going to get put to sleep on the Alarak. He turns around and he counter strikes the Sundering as he's still getting sundered out or hit by the Q from Muradin. He's down to 3 health, and he's going to end up falling as well to the Chromie. Wolf control point's going to go over to Yikes here as Mal'Ganis heads up top to counteract that one, but so is Urel.
Yeah, this objective could be potentially game ending if Yikes is able to get a really good push going, because both keeps with no walls.
Bottom keep potentially going to go down to this Chromie poke soon if BBW isn't careful. They're actually sniff out the Mal'Ganis coming from the side with the Chromie time trap, and that's going to give them enough space to zone out to make sure they don't get put to sleep here as 13s are finally picked up by BBW. Well, meanwhile, Yikes is looking to pick up their 16 talents soon. Pure Malice coming out from the Alarak. Hecaboozled is saying, my team's going to die. I'm going to make use of that death.
I mean, if it happens, it happens. I guess Alarak will become stronger if his team ends up dying here.
He is going to get stunned out by the Muradin, but he's going to counter-strike quite a bit of damage there while he gets anti-healed and rooted by the Deckard. Meanwhile, iProView is in the middle of the enemy team getting hit. Fear comes out, hitting just the Deckard, it looks like. but they're going to be able to back off and zone out. Meanwhile, the Gul'dan does get the nano boost. That is a lot of ults popped from both teams, but primarily from BBW. As Murden jumps back in, he's going to stun out the Gul'dan, who's then going to get hit by the Urel. The Chromie almost finishing him off with the W. Meanwhile, Ana's doing her best to try to heal everyone up. Carrion Storm coming out, but meanwhile, Ana got put to sleep by the Decker Story. Murden's going to jump right on top of that with the Q stun. So self-slowed, so she's going to fall down. Meanwhile, Majesty is in the backline trying to peel off the Phoenix, but he's going to start taking a lot of damage. Doesn't have Carrion Storm available this time, as he's going to fall down as well. Wreck walking away at full health.
Things are looking pretty rough for BBW. They're going to have 16s. They're going to have those Zerg wave.
And they're going to have a boss. As they go ahead and pick that.
A boss. Yeah, Yikes S tier looking very strong here. We'll see if they're able to close out the series. I think BBW needs just one good team fight. Something underdoggy just to pull it off.
The YOLO play.
Just, like, I think they just go for it. I don't know. It's hard because of the Zerg wave is the problem.
Nano boost the Mal'Ganis and let him go in and just, like, take it, get 16. Let him take the night one where you lose your vision. Nano boost him, let him just rip into the enemy team.
What happens if he doesn't go on the right target, though?
You call it for him. You provide him with the vision with your words. Okay. Nano boost, in fact, going out on the Gul'dans. They're going to start using it to clear hero. Mal'Ganis is going in pretty deep. He's at half health, but he did pre-tap, so he's healing up a little bit there. Chromie going to throw some damage. Sundering goes out as well. Doesn't seem to hit anyone. Meanwhile, Heckboozled is going to get hit by the Murden a little bit, but instead he's going to go on the Mal'Ganis, who's at quarter health, but he's going to get healed up a little bit before he ends up falling, not quite able to finish his channel on Carrion Swarm. Fear goes out, hitting 3, but it seems to be a desperate plea as it doesn't quite seem to matter. Counter-Strike going out again, not quite finishing him. Phoenix going for the Planet Cracker, and that's going to be the series going over to Yikes S tier and a 2-0 victory.
Yeah, I was a little surprised in that last game. I was hoping to be a bit closer. Like, I felt like these teams were just so evenly drafted. I think Yikes here just, I think they're just out drafting. Like, they're getting their comforts, you know.
I should see Gul'dan top hero damage and siege damage for both teams. But I mean, he also had 4 deaths.
Yeah, it was a pretty good Gul'dan game.
It was
not bad. Is there gonna be a interview?
I didn't say anything, but we can reach out to them.
Oh, it's up to you. I was just wondering. Yeah, it was a really fun series to watch, though.
It was.
I really enjoyed it. 2 very strong teams in the heroic div.
Very, very true. Definitely seem to have earned their spots at 1-2. But the one spot's going to remain in the hand of Yikes right now.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna look like in playoffs, though.
Yeah, we're gonna actually do have an interview here with Jet. We're gonna move down to one of the NGS lobbies here and meet up with him.
Yeah. Hello?
Hey.
Hello.
Nice job, Jet.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
That's a very good series coming out from you guys. John Knight got to play his URL in both games. Did you guys just give that to him every game now?
I mean, we really like that hero, so yes, but also they picked kind of into it both games pretty well. So John Knight felt really comfortable picking it both games rather than, going away from what we've done before already. So
yeah. So before this series started, I did a little bit of research on both teams. You guys were 6-0 on the Junkrat, 5-0 on the ETC. So now you're 7-0 on Junkrat, 6-0 on ETC. I mean, what should people be looking for to stop this domination coming out from those 2 heroes when you guys pick them up?
I think literally just doing what you said you did, doing research. Like, I mean, we're just getting it every time we want to, basically, and we're fine with that. We're also fine with playing other heroes, like, don't get me wrong, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're just gonna keep the train going.
Yeah, you guys also banned out the Garrosh and Lucio both games. Was that because you guys did your research?
It was a little last minute research, but yes, like it still was like we noticed that's what they like to play a lot of. even if it's just by themselves or in competitive play, they are really comfortable on those two heroes. So we just took those out of the game rather than going for like meta picks, meta bans, and stuff like that.
Game 1, you guys won the coin flip. You chose to go to Dragonshire. Both teams actually favored Dragonshire, which is why I kind of chuckled in the coin lobby a little bit when you said it, because it was like, you guys probably could have picked first pick and still gotten the map you wanted. But regardless, you guys picked that map. It's a very big comfort map for you guys, for sure. It definitely seemed like it.
Yeah, we just feel like we know some really good strategies for that map, and we feel really confident going, if we ever get, first pick or first map, why not go to a comfortable map? But yet again, like, we're really good. Like, we are decent at Braxis, we think. That was like our first time playing it in a long time, but I think we did pretty good. But like, yeah, we can adjust really well as well.
Lemons, do you want to ask some questions?
Oh, so without leaking too much, going into these games, do you guys like practice certain strategies on maps? Like, I felt like Shire, you guys just had it planned out what to do.
There's some strategies that we definitely practice. Like, we do research still. Like, we see what they like to do on certain maps, and we try to counter that. And there's multiple maps where we have set strategies for like early game, mid game, kind of stuff like that. So yeah, to answer your question completely, yes, we do. But yeah.
And then what does a top heroic team like practice schedule look like on a week-to-week basis?
We do practice probably. We try to do it like as much as we can, but not a lot of teams are scrimming right now. But probably practicing like 2 to 3 nights a week. Then we're trying to schedule basically 2 matches a week as well. And then we have our in-houses that we do, which is pretty good for just getting better mechanically playing at the top level. So
around 6 nights a week.
Yeah,
no,
probably
7.
I counted 6.
It's around 6 nights a week usually.
Yeah, because it was three practices, 2 games, and the in-house.
Yeah, the in-houses we just do basically whenever we don't have anything scheduled. But it's better than Storm League. That's what we say. It's better than Storm League, so why not just play with the top players? But yeah.
All right. Going into game 2, you guys end up with first pick, which meant they picked the map. Were you expecting them to pick Braxis on you guys?
Yes, we did a little bit of research and found out, like, we also found out that Shire was a good map for them. We just felt like it was better for us. Braxis, we knew that they liked it, and there wasn't much that we could do about it because we didn't ban it, and we kind of played it by ear from start to go. Basically, we have a good knowledge of the map, but since it's not like in the Storm League rotation for like a year, it hasn't been for like a year. Like, of course, we're not like super crazy skilled at it because we don't practice it a ton. But yeah, like we basically just felt like we did our research and felt confident going into game 2.
So that was basically the first time you guys have played on that map since it was just adjusted in this last patch.
Yes, that was like our first. I think that was our first time playing on that map for like a year. So we just adjusted. We knew picks from a year ago that were good on the map, and we decided to go with it, and it worked.
Do you have any shoutouts you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, just my teammates, Shredded, hate to see the pauses, but, love to see the plays. John Knight with his shot calling, from the soul lane is insane. Cubico shot calling, actually insane. His heals are lovely when I'm playing so far up like I usually do. Mason, like usual, Mason Blaze making plays. And yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Fun Buns, do you have any shoutouts you want to do?
Shout out to both teams. It's a really, really fun series to cast. I really enjoyed it. 2 very high skill teams.
Yeah, thank you to both teams for coming out. Thank you for having us. Thank you for NGS for putting this all together. that seems to be it for this cast. So thank you all for coming out, and we'll see you next time in the Nexus.